So I've been trying out the new WordPress 6.5 beta, and there's a few cool features in it that I think developers would love, because I'm a developer and I love it, therefore everyone else must love it. But one of the new features is this block bindings feature. Previously, if you wanted to set up like some custom fields to put data in, you would then have to like make a block to show that data. That resulted in a lot of like duplicated functionality. Like if you needed a custom image block, you'd have to recreate the whole like WordPress image block. And that's a lot. But with the new update, WordPress is now making it so that you can connect your own data attributes to WordPress's built-in blocks. Right now, it's a very limited set of blocks and the blocks have to be opted in, but let me kind of show you around. So we have this demo website here, just fresh install. I wanted to show this to you. I think one of the coolest things about WordPress's block bindings feature is that it works with stuff you might already use. So I have ACF, Advanced Custom Fields, installed here, and I have a field group set up so that any page I have can add a description. So let's see how that works. Let's set that up. So I'm going to go to my paragraph example here, and let's just add a description. This is a cool description. You know, I'm going to update this. We'll just refresh it just for funsies. Then, you know, we'll start typing. So this is our paragraph block. Now we want to get this data shown in here. All you have to do for that is you go to the code editor. And the great thing about this is that you can do this all from WordPress. So we're just gonna start, typing in this paragraph object. We are going to add a metadata object, and we'll add a bindings object under that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to bind the data attribute of the block that we want to modify to our custom field. You can reference the Gutenberg GitHub to see what attributes a block has and what they've hooked up to this bindings API. We want the content data attribute, and we are going to choose the source, and that will be the core post meta store. We'll define our arguments, and what we're going to define is our key, and I believe I set it to description, and we'll just close this out, and boy, hopefully there's no coding errors. But as we exit the code editor, what you can see here is a placeholder of the ACF field. So as we update this page and go view it, what you should see is that the ACF field has populated that paragraph field. So you might be wondering, like, okay, that's not really that useful. I could have just changed the paragraph. Where it really comes in handy is if you were to use a custom post type of like contacts, for example, and you wanted to show their contact link or a description that like the custom post type wouldn't have on its own. So if we go back to our website, you can go into the dashboard, and you can see that I've set up a contacts custom post type, and within ACF, I have set up a contact info field group with variables for location, button label, and button URL. Within our contacts, I've set up pages for different names, and I've added in some data. And so what we can do now is, if we want to show that somewhere, we can go to a page called button example, and let's add in our query loop. And from here, we can just choose our post type. Let's choose contact, and you can see, okay, we got their names in there. Let's add a button, and maybe even like a paragraph to describe their location. So same idea, we can open the code editor, and just to save time, I'm going to copy and paste some code from the WordPress blog, and let's add it in here. So we want to bind the location field with a paragraph. And let's copy this from here. Let's add it to the button. The button has a binding for URL, text, link target, and rel. We're just going to use the URL and text for now. We'll change URL to button URL, and we will Copy and paste this, and we will change text to button label. So as we exit the code editor, we should see that our blocks now have placeholder information in them. There does seem to be a bug. Let's just modify this button a little bit. Otherwise, it might not show up on the front end if there's no actual placeholder in there. But if we update this and then go view the front end, we should see that we have our contact list here. This doesn't look very pretty, but it goes to each website. You can see the benefits to this, where as you keep adding content, or if you go in and you want to change your contact, let's just change it to Comedy Central or something. And then we go back to our button example, you can see it updated there. And so anytime that this block is referenced on the site, it'll always show the latest information. So this is just like a basic little feature, and I'm really excited about it. You can do this with image blocks as well, but I've found that if you use the image fields in ACF, all it does is give WordPress the image ID. Even if you have selected the image array or URL, it'll just give WordPress the ID. So you have to use a URL field in order to get the image block to work. But other than that, it has made it so much easier to add custom data to my website, and I haven't had to recreate any blocks just to get the same kind of feature sets. The WordPress team is working on a user interface so that people can connect this up without any code. But for now, this is how you do it, and that's all I wanted to show you. Thank you for watching.